What's up, YouTube? It's your boy John from Project Ellsworth, and I am back with you today, this time to answer 13 questions. The Soulless trench coat has created a series through the horror community, or within the horror community, that he is calling YouTuber Tag. I have been tagged by my good friend Cody from H&S Collectibles, so it is now my turn to answer these 13 questions and to tag a few others. Let's get right to it. I'll put the link to Soulless Trenchcoat's channel as well as Codys' channel in the description below. What is your favorite thing about YouTube? Alright, so the easy thing for me to say is my favorite thing about YouTube is just that I like to talk about horror movies. That's what I'm into, that's what I like to do. I also do mukbang videos with myself and with my wife, and I like to eat. That's another thing that I like to do, and I like to share all that with you. I do movie reviews, and I do unboxings, and I do haul videos, and I do mukbangs, and anything and everything that I can come up with as far as the wonderful world of horror. I record it, and I throw it out on YouTube. But the more honest answer is the friends that I've made through YouTube. I do a live stream, the Coast and Coast live stream every Saturday night. Well, I haven't been doing it every Saturday night because I got a new job. But point being, I do a live stream every week with Cody from H&S Collectibles, with Mark of Horror, and with Ben from Cadaver Club. And I just feel like I've gotten to know those three guys pretty well. And if it wasn't for YouTube and for our mutual love of horror, we would have never met. We honestly sit on there and we talk live Saturday nights, and it's just like sitting down with three of my old buddies whom I've never met or actually spoken to other than through YouTube, but it's just awesome. And on top of that, I've met Jason from Horrific Nightmares through YouTube, Sean Blu Digital, Lauren's Collection, Horror Hands, a dude named John from the UK, the movie collector, Andrew Ballina, Brad from Bronco Juggalo, Dave Maggot. There's so many people that Hobbs Horror, the list can go on and on and on. Horror Fan Dad, all kinds of people that I've met on here. Phil's Creepy Videos. Phil, I almost forgot Phil. Phil's a good friend of mine. We speak on Instagram and Facebook and through here. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't have those guys, I was actually watching the video that Cody tagged me in, and my older son was in the room, and he said, since you started YouTube, it's actually strange to see you have friends. And as odd as that sounds, it's the truth. A very to myself type of guy. I pretty much hang out with my wife and my two kids, and that's basically about it. So YouTube has opened up a whole new world for me, and through that, I've met some pretty awesome people. Alright, so question number 2. What is one thing I dislike about YouTube? There's not really a whole lot that I dislike about YouTube. I guess I would say it really isn't YouTube's fault, but I put a lot of pressure on myself because of YouTube. I've been recording a video and uploading a video every day for somewhere in the range of 130 days now, somewhere between 130 and 140 days. So now it's become an obsession, but that's not YouTube's fault. That's my own fault. I did that to myself. I think that it's a pain in the neck that you got to wait so long to get monetized. I would love nothing more than this to be my job. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I would love to test that theory of if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. I have no idea what that is like. I would love to know what that is like. And I love YouTube. I love horror. And I think that this would be really, really cool to do, to actually make some scratch doing it and be able to support myself through the wonderful world of horror. So what I don't like about YouTube is basically the pressure I put on myself because of YouTube, but that's not their fault. What are your thoughts on trolls? My thoughts on trolls are, I don't really have a lot of thoughts on trolls because I really honestly just don't deal with it. If somebody gives me a thumbs down, they give me a thumbs down. It doesn't matter to me because not everybody likes everything. And I have responded to people many times when they say, I'm sorry, my opinion differs. I tell them all the time, there's no reason to be sorry if your opinion differs. If everybody's opinion was the same about everything, conversations would be very boring. The word debate would not exist. So I just don't deal with trolls. If somebody messes with me, I block them. It's very simple. Typically, the way that I handle things like that, if somebody says something nasty, or if it's one of those situations where it would have been easier to scroll by, but you want to say something nasty, I don't just back away from that. I will present them with, well, you don't like it, that doesn't mean that it sucks. If you think that something sucks, there's, 1,000 other people who like it, so why do you think it sucks? And I'll volley it back to them. And if they come back with some kind of a nasty reply, I just block them. I don't deal with them. I am a very firm believer that if you don't like something, just scroll by. And if you choose to not scroll by, then that's not my problem. That's your problem. That's how I feel about it. I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on it at all. There's things out there that I certainly don't like. But the difference between me and a troll is when I don't like something, I just go by. I ignore it. I'm done with it. I'm not going to spend any of my time messing around with things that I don't like. I'm going to be 49 years old. That's a couple days away. And I have learned that I don't want to spend any of my time. We don't have a lot of time on this planet. And I don't want to spend my time, my valuable time, dealing with things that I don't like. I've expressed to people many times in the past, people don't realize it, but the most valuable thing to us as humans is not money. It's not fame. It's not wealth in any way. It's time. Once time is gone, you cannot get it back. Time is fast. Time is elusive. And we only have so much of it. So it's better serves us not to waste it. So that's how I feel about that question. How long have you been on YouTube? I started YouTube on September 1st, 2019. September 1st, 2019. So what is that? September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 11 months, almost 11 months I've been on YouTube. And I thought about starting a YouTube channel literally for years before I finally did it. I feel kind of foolish that I waited so long to do it. I was very intimidated by it. And now that I'm almost a year into it, I really don't understand why I was so intimidated. I mean, I understand why I was intimidated, but I almost feel foolish that I was so scared to do this. I look back at that project, Ellsworth #1, and it makes me cringe, but at the same time, it makes me smile to see how far I've come in 11 months. I was like a timid little kitten with no direction whatsoever, no how-to whatsoever. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know what I didn't know. So less than a year later, I've almost got 400 subscribers. I've learned a lot, and I've taught myself a lot. So yeah, that's my journey so far on YouTube. September 1st, 2019, 11 months. All right, what is some advice that you would give to someone starting out on YouTube? Very easy. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, start your YouTube channel. If you don't know what you want to do, get on there and start anyway. Throw things at the wall and see what sticks. It doesn't cost you anything. The only thing that it costs you is time. And again, we only get so much of it, so if you want to do it, do it. Don't waste time. Get on there, set up your computer, hit record, and go. That's my advice to anybody who's new at YouTube. Eventually, you're going to figure this thing out. Just like all of us in the horror community, basically all of the people that I've mentioned, some have been here a little longer than others, but we all are growing together at the same time. So I like to think that us all bouncing different things off of each other, we all talk about different videos that we've made on that live stream every Saturday night, and it helps. You know, sometimes there's days where I feel like maybe I shouldn't do movie reviews anymore. It's a lot of work. I don't get tons of views, but then I get on there and my buddy Cody tells me that he likes my horror movie reviews. And that's it. That's all I need to hear. I'm not going to stop doing horror movie reviews. That's what really started getting me traction here in the first place. I started to doubt myself. Then that was all I needed to hear. Somebody I know, somebody I respect, somebody I know who watches my stuff told me he liked what I was doing, so I'm just going to keep doing it. So the bottom line is, if you want to do this, do it. Block out all the noise and do what you want to do. This is a fun platform. It's supposed to be fun. So don't waste time. Jump on here and you're going to find friends like I did. All right. What is the best comment you've received? I've received several comments telling me that people like my energy, that I give off a good vibe and good energy when I do my reviews. Some people told me that they're funny, that they find me to be amusing, which is good. That's some of the point. When I'm not trying to be funny and people tell me I'm funny, that's when it becomes a problem. But, there are a lot of people out there who like my dry sense of humor, some of my off-the-wall goofball stuff that I've said in the past. Not so much in the newer videos because I've learned how to do a lot of this stuff, and a lot of the frustration has fallen by the wayside. I like that I've heard people enjoy my energy when I do my reviews. I've had people tell me that they just like the interaction that I've had with my wife. I do one mukbang a week with my wife. I think we started doing that in like January, or maybe even longer ago than that. But I've done mukbangs on my own for quite a while. And then I decided to pull Janae into the picture. And now Janae is my wife, for those of you who don't know. We decided to start doing one mukbang a week together. And I know in particular, Lauren from Lauren's Collections watches every one of those videos that she and I do together. She said that she watches them at night before she goes to bed because they put a smile on her face, and she likes to end her day with that stuff. And if somebody else is getting joy out of watching my wife and I eat cheeseburgers and have a conversation between the two of us, if we're making somebody else smile all the way over in the UK, hey, then we're doing our job, and I don't think that comments or compliments get much better than that. All right, what is the weirdest thing that I've seen on YouTube? That would probably fall in line with the whole mukbang thing. I don't see a lot of weird stuff within the horror community. Not that we would consider weird anyway. A lot of other people probably think that all of us are weird, but as far as what I've seen personally, it usually has to do with mukbangs. There's some dude that eats like a buzzsaw on YouTube. I think his name is Nikado Avocado or something similar to that. And it's pretty gross to watch that guy eat. Cody actually said that he initially didn't watch my mukbangs because he thought that might be what I was doing. That's definitely not what I would do. I'd mess my car up if I did. So that's one thing that I find to be very strange. Maybe it's not strange. To me, that's freaking weird. And then there's another one that also had to do with mukbang, where it's what I believe to be a woman. I'm not sure because of the makeup that this person has on, who appears to be a mermaid doing mukbangs. It's very strange, to say the least. I don't remember what that thing is even called. But I posted a mukbang video one day, probably 5 or 6 months ago, and a comment popped up from this individual, and it was very weird. I pulled up the comment, which was weird right off the bat. I don't even remember what it said. But then I went to this person's channel, and I was literally watching like a mermaid, some sort of sea creature, eating. It was just weird. I don't even know. All right, let me see. What is a video that you used to love to watch but can't find anymore? Really don't think that I have one. I'm not somebody who watches. I watch a lot. I watch more YouTube than I do movies or television. I don't really know of any videos that I've watched that I can't find anymore. And that probably has a lot to do with the fact that I don't rewatch a ton of videos. I have a very hard time keeping up with all of my buddies in the horror movie community. And then I watch things like The Bell Life, and I watch another couple of horror movie guys called We Watched a Movie. I watch them. So I watch so much stuff that I really don't rewatch very much stuff. I also watch, when I come across something that's funny, like news bloopers and goofy things like that. But I don't typically go back and rewatch things. So I don't really have a video to give an answer to you for that. Why do you watch my videos? All right, so that has got to be directed at Cody. Why do I watch Cody's videos? Cody and I found each other. He actually found me through my review of the movie Phantasm. He made a comment on the video. I replied back to him. And a lot of times when I see that people have a YouTube channel that reply to my channel or to one of my videos, or comments on one of my videos, I should say, I'll go over and check out their channel. So, completely transparent honesty, the thing that made me start watching Cody's channel was his thumbnails. I thought his thumbnails were off the chart. I thought they were fantastic. But then I started to watch his content, and I started to watch his stuff and continued to watch his stuff, and we would comment back and forth. And this took place long before we ever did this live streaming thing. But I honestly would say that it's mutual interests is why I watch Cody's channel. Our love of horror movies, our love of toys, our love of, he is into soundtracks, I'm into music. So all of that together, records, collecting, we just have a whole lot of mutual interests, and as it turns out, we have a very similar sense of humor as well. One way the person who tagged me can improve. Audio. You said it yourself, Cody, in your video that you wanted to improve your audio. And I thought it was funny that in that video, your video and your intro was really loud, and then when your video came up, it was really quiet. So it was like, wow, there's the video starting, and then it got real quiet. So audio. I don't think there's anything wrong with your content at all whatsoever. Your content's great, but your audio, you said you were thinking about switching your mics. Get a new mic. Your audio, it could be hurting you. And I don't want to see something so simple make people turn away from you. All right, question number 11. What is the favorite part of your channel? Favorite part of my channel is probably the interacting with the people who watch my videos. I enjoy that. I enjoy that very much. I wish I got more comments. I get an okay amount of comments, but I don't get tons of comments. But I do read every single one of them. I do reply to every single one of them. And I would just like to do that more, but that's definitely my favorite part. I've met quite a few people through that as well. One of the people that comes to mind immediately is Hobbs from Hobbs Horror. He watches and comments on every single one of my videos. So that interaction is very meaningful, and I think that it's very meaningful and impactful to probably every single one of us that have a YouTube channel. The people who watch us are the lifeblood of the channel. We're the creators. We're the ones who have to come up with this stuff, and we are the ones who have to put it out there for you. But without people watching, the channel does nothing. So, the lifeblood of the channel is what is my favorite part of it. All right, number 12. What is one way that you think you can improve? All right, so a way that I could improve. there's probably a million different ways that I can improve. Camera is one thing that I would like to do. I actually got a camera for Christmas last year, and when I try and use that camera, you see these LED lights behind me that I put in? When I use that camera, I see a reflection of the LED lights through. I see the lights themselves, and then I see a reflection like right through the middle of my face, and that drove me crazy. So that video never got put up. It got trashed, and I've never used the camera again. So I have to figure something out with that. I don't know. I would like to get a more consistent schedule. That's something that I would like to do. I would like to be able to upload every day at the same time. The issue there is out of my control because of my work schedule. So I don't want to say it's completely out of my control, because what I can do is I can spend all of my days off recording YouTube videos all day. I could do that. Absolutely, I could do that, and I could edit them all together, and I could do that, and I could post everything all the time, all the same day. But the problem with that is that I'm married, and I have 2 kids, and I have a grandson, and I have a home, and I have a yard, and I have to grocery shop, and I have to actually have a life other than YouTube. So the thing that I would like to improve the most is very difficult to improve. I don't know really how to answer that question, totally honest, because as soon as I come up with an idea to improve my channel, I do my best to implement that idea into my channel. So I really honestly don't have a lot of ideas sitting around that I haven't followed through with. I think that the big one, here's one, this is actually something I could do to improve my channel. I want to start live streaming. I desperately want to start live streaming. I've been thinking about that for a while. I have built something in this room, pardon me, that would help me with that would give me a shooting location. I bought lighting for it. I've done all kinds of stuff for it with the sole purpose of getting myself set up to live stream. But again, life happened. I work a schedule that is not the same every week. My days off are different every week. My hours are different, not all the time, but sometimes. So I would like to be able to find a spot and stick to it, and stick to that time like we do on Saturday nights. Like Bronco Juggalo and Jason and Dave Maggot and Joe the Horror Man, they do on Friday nights. They have a time and they're able to go live same time every week, and unfortunately I can't do that. But that's something that's coming. Live streaming is definitely coming on Project Ellsworth. I just got to figure out when to do it. I definitely don't want to do it when Codys doing his. I definitely don't want to do it when the Slash Brothers are doing theirs. So I just got to figure it out. I know Phil does his typically on like Thursday mornings, Phil's creepy videos. So I don't want to get in the way of his. So trying to find the time that suits me and doesn't step on anybody else's toes is what the idea is. So it's coming, I just don't know when. All right, let's see. Do you think that YouTube has enhanced your life, and how? It absolutely has enhanced my life. I don't live a life without purpose. I have a lot of purpose in my life with my family, and those people will always be number one for me. So, yeah, it definitely has enhanced my life. It gives me more purpose. It gives me something to do that I legitimately love to do. It has introduced me to a whole lot of great people. And I just enjoy it. I mean, like I said a little while ago, I've gotten to a point in my life where I really don't do a whole lot of wasting time. I don't like to spend time doing things that I don't like to do. The reason that I keep referring back to this job, the reason I switched my job, I basically took a job making less money to do something that's harder for the sake of happiness. I was in a position where I wasn't happy, and it was starting to affect me, so I had to remove myself from that situation. that's just the way I roll. If I didn't like YouTube and it wasn't doing anything for me, I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing this for money, obviously, because I'm not making any. And I'm spending an awful lot of time doing something where I'm not making any money. But what I am making is friends. I like to think that I'm liked out there by these people as much as I like those people. And for those who don't like me, that's fine too. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and that's the important part. My friends are enjoying the time that they're spending with me, and that's just as important. Alright, so I guess now it's time for me to pick who I'm going to tag in this video. And there are a few of you. Firstly, I am going to tag Jason from Horrific Nightmares. I found out very recently that Jason and I almost share a birthday. My birthday is July 21st, and I will be 49. Jason's is July 22nd, and he will be 49. I'm one day older than Jason. So, I've had him on my mind lately because I know our birthdays are coming up. So now I will probably forever link my birthday to Jason from Horrific Nightmares. So, if I'm tagged, you're tagged. Jason, you're tagged. Next up is Sean Blu Digital. Sean is one of the first people that I met on YouTube in the horror community. Really cool dude. Geographically, he's the closest to me. I'm in New Jersey, he's in Philly. So we're probably only an hour away from each other. And I have to assume that one of these days, he and I are going to make plans to meet up at some point, somewhere, sometime, somehow. I think that'll happen. So Sean, you're it. You're tagged as well. Next up are my two friends from the UK. Lauren from Lauren's Collection and Horror Hands. I'm tagging both of you. Lauren, I've talked to you 1,000 times through YouTube. I've never actually physically spoken to you, but I almost feel like you're my buddy. You comment on my videos constantly. We go back and forth quite a bit. You go to bed at night watching me and my wife eat cheeseburgers. So I want to know more about you. So you're tagged. And Horror Hands, I honestly do not know a lot about you, but I watch a heck of a lot of your videos, and you seem like just an awesome, really, really cool dude. And I really wish that you were closer, because I think you and I would get along spectacularly. So, tag, you're it. Next up is John. His channel is called Movie Collector. Something about that dude, I just think that if he and I met, we would get along tremendously as well. We have a very similar dry sense of humor. This dude has a theater in his house that I found John through his Jaws 4K or his Jaws movie review. He's got a theater in his house with a friggin' reel-to-reel camera in it. He has spoken to me about seeing Cannibal Holocaust at open-air cinemas in France. And he talked to me about, his experience and when he went and saw Night of the Living Dead. And I could sit down with a bucket of popcorn and just listen to this guy tell me about his experiences. It sounds like he has had a tremendous life going and seeing movies in different situations that most of us will ever experience. Seems like a great dude, great sense of humor. Check out his channel. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I just think that there's something very special about that guy's channel, and I think that he's going to be huge on YouTube. Check him out. And lastly, Phil from Phil's Creepy Vids. I would say next to the three that I live stream with, Phil's the one that I've got to know the best. Phil is actually, I'm waiting on a package to arrive from Phil. He offered to buy me a couple of Toonie Terror figures and send them to me from Canada because I haven't been able to find them. And that just shows you what type of dude he is. I watch his live streams. I'm friends with him on different platforms. We go back and forth with each other. And Phil just genuinely seems like an awesome, awesome guy. His horror collection is otherworldly. It's fantastic. So that's it. So Jason, Sean, Lauren, Horror Hands, John, and Phil, you are all tagged. I'm going to be looking for your videos. All right, so that's going to do it for my 31.5-minute video. I'm gonna get out of here. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you have been enjoying my content up to this point, please do me a huge personal favor. Click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching. The link to all those people's videos will be in the description below. Later, folks.